I don't think it's even efficient to attack individual people too much, or to focus on them at the expense of focusing on like the philosophy. But like, with Joe Rogan and the whole cancel culture thing, I heard even Jon Stewart on the left saying, you know what, like, I don't agree with Joe Rogan on everything, but like, you can engage with him. You can have better conversations with him. It's the people that are like, cancel him. I don't even want to talk about the subject matter. I don't want to tell you what offended me so badly. I just want you to cancel them. No conversations. This is end of story. It's that kind of extreme thinking that is in one or two generations removed, with a little bit, more intelligent brain hacking through social media. And you can turn these people in this country into the same kinds of extremists that you would have in the Middle East. And the reason why I say that Harari saying that, the reason why it's religion to blame for Afghanistan being more violent than the Netherlands, to me, it's like, no, you can't just remove one factor and say all of this, with all of its context, is blamed on this one little thing. You have to take into consideration that there's been a lot of wars. There's a lot of unintended consequences of just the natural environments, the exploitation of the resources. There's a lot of reasons why those children are disenfranchised. They don't have the tech. They don't have the first world privilege that we have. So you can't just say it's religion. So this is the difference, is the fact that this is the way that you spin it. If I were to have this conversation with Harari, and if he is somebody who doesn't want to get into this debate, he'll do what politicians do. You ask him a question like, how do you explain that there is no soul by saying that biology has found no evidence for it? That's making a huge leap of faith, saying that biology is God and biology will have the answers. He would do this. He would deflect it into a different territory that he's more comfortable with arguing. So the fact that narrative really runs how people believe about these giant things, you can make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people go to war because of story. They don't listen to fact. They don't listen to data. It's not what the algorithm spits out that like, they're just like, oh yeah, well, the algorithm said. It's the narrative that's spun by the media. So like the bottom line is what we're facing right now is a psychological event on planet Earth. It's a psychological event, and we can point out specific people. Of course, we need to bring transparency to specific people, but none of that will matter at all if we don't wake up to how we're being played by social media and how we're being played by the algorithms. Because we're meant to be, amazing people. I already mentioned his name, Jamie Wheel from the Flow Genome Project. He wrote Recapture the Rapture. When he talks about anything else, he's the smartest guy I've ever heard. When he talks about conspiracy, he's a kindergartner. He explains it all away with these little tiny, huge leaps of faith that are very simple. It's all apophenia. It's all people just putting patterns together in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So this is what we're dealing with, is a psychological event on planet Earth. And people who are super intellectual that are driving this whole dataism kind of new religion, they think they're right because they've locked off their heart. And they're only thinking from the intellect and calculating and risk management and risk assessing. We're not here to not die, right? We're not on planet Earth to risk our lives out of trying things and out of, experimenting and stretching outside of our comfort zone. So this is, to me, the big danger. Really, we need to start pointing at ourselves and being like, we're not organized. We're not organizing at all.
I couldn't agree more, man. It could not agree more.